y'all. Today, I thought I would do a podcast. Yay! You're watching the Handmade by Lorelei podcast, and I'm your host, Lorelei, coming at you from upstate New York, where I live with my husband and my 2 kittens. They're not kittens, they're like 5 years old. And this is episode 50 something, and it's a beautiful, sunny, cold day. We woke up to a little dusting of snow, so Merry Christmas. And yeah, so this is my knitting podcast, and I got a whole bunch of stuff to show you today. I got a couple of finished objects, some Destash news, some acquisitions, and 2 works in progress. And at the end of the episode, I will do a little favorite things segment, because I've discovered a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. So let's get started. I will show you some finished objects. First of all, I finished some socks. These have been on the needles since October, and I finally finished them. Oh, I don't know why they took so long. And I really wanted to get them done because I have a bunch of sock yarn ordered, and it's going to be coming here soon. So these are a little bit wrinkled. I threw them in the washer. I throw all my socks in the washer. I like how it makes them kind of shrink up a little bit. And they usually hold up very well to that. So it softens up the yarn quite a bit too. So here they are. These are just vanilla socks. I did these toe up, and this is my first go at doing a contrasting toe and cuff. I decided not to do the heel just because I'm not really sure. I guess I just didn't feel like fiddling around with it. So this is Lorna's Laces, and I can't remember the colorway. It's a number. It's called like number something. I don't know. This is House of Mode in the Summer Club colorway, and it was in the skein. I don't know what's that. Just a little nub, an extra thick yarn. The skein was dyed where, you know, half of it was kind of speckled and the other half was like a more solid color. And so it did this like micro striping thing, which I'm really cool with. I like the look of that. However, I don't know why it did this pooling here, because on the other one it didn't do that. You know, I got through the heel because I'm doing these toe up, remember? And I did the Sockmaticians heel flap and gusset for toe up socks, and I just picked it right back up again on my 9-inch circular to do the rest of the leg, and it did not do any of that weird pulling. So I'm not sure what happened. The 2x2 rib on that, and they're done. So yay me. And I finally got sock blockers, so double yay for me. Socks, yay. So you know, not too excited about socks. I actually really like wearing my hand knit socks, so I am kind of excited about them. But there's too much to say about them. The sock yarn that I have ordered, I will show in my next episode because it is en route to my house. But I'm excited. I ordered a couple of like Christmassy skeins. One is from, or maybe just the one, I guess. I don't know. There's been a flurry of online ordering the last couple weeks, and I'm not sure what that's all about. I think it's just that I'm the only knitter in my family, and they don't know what to buy for me. You know, they're not people that like to even deal with like gift cards. So I kind of knew I wasn't going to get what I wanted for Christmas, so I've just been buying myself Christmas gifts. Some of which I've sent to my mother so that she can give to me for Christmas. So that yarn, I ordered 2 skeins from the House of Alamode recent this week's update and had her ship them to my mom. So the sock yarn that I ordered is from Moon Rover Yarns. Is it Moon Rover? I know it's Moon Rover. The dyer's name is Lacey, and she did this old-timey Christmas tree colorway that I was floored when I saw it on Instagram. And she had opened up some pre-orders for it, and I just jumped right on it because it's awesome. I don't even really think it can... I mean, I think that they can be worn any time of year or knit any time of year. They're not necessarily that Christmassy, but seeing like a reflection, and I can't tell if it's... Anyway, so that's on its way to me. And I also ordered some self-striping yarn. I got lucky and was watching Sandy of By the Lakeside podcast, and she was talking about coloring book yarns, and I thought, well, I'll just go and look in the Etsy store. There's never anything in there when I go there. And there was yarn in there, you guys. Oh my God. And okay, what do? You have to. I had to buy it because I'm like, how is it possible that this is the only skein of yarn left? Actually, there were 3 of this colorway left, and I got one, and it's on its way. Self-striping from Coloring Book Yarns, what? And then I also ordered from the Yarn Jar shop on Etsy. She's got beautiful colorways. However, there's a 3 to 4 week wait for that. Bummer. But I will show you next episode, maybe, if it's here. If it's not here, it'll be the next one after that. But that's really exciting. Anyway, moving on. I knit a hat, and I found this hat on Ravelry, and it said that I could get the pattern for free if I joined their knit along. It's the Tri-Cities podcast. I'll put that in the screen. I don't remember exactly the whole name of it, but I think it's the Tri-Cities Hat Cal, and it's a duo, and they're from Canada, and these ladies each had a hat pattern available, and you could pick one to knit for the Cal. I knit the Winter Butterflies hat, and this gorgeous yarn is called Yarn Love, and the colorway is slipping my mind. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. So it's a DK weight yarn, and actually when I was knitting it, I had a great time knitting this hat. The pattern is really showing up well there. It's a really fun pattern. I was thinking that my gauge was a little bit loose. I did block the hat. I just kind of laid it flat just to open up that cabling pattern, but I haven't woven my ends yet. Let me try that. It's cute, right? can't think of the color name. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, so I still need to take pictures of this for the Ravelry group, but I like it. I like it. So that's my hat. And when Joe and I went to Connecticut for Thanksgiving, did I already show you this cowl? Did I show you this? I can't remember if I did. Well, anyway, I knit this cowl. I wanted to try to find a pattern that was like easy stockinette that I could do in the car and while I was at my in-laws. And so I found this cowl pattern. It's been in my favorites for a long, long time. And I'll put it on the screen because of course I don't have any notes and I don't remember what it's called. But it uses Aran white yarn, and I just happen to have a couple of skeins in stash that I used for this. The dark navy blue is Plucky Knitter Traveler Aran in the overcoat colorway, I believe, and the green is actually Madeline Tosh Vintage. And the weights of these two yarns are just identical, so it worked out well. And that colorway is, I can't remember, but I will put it on the screen for you so you can see. This was a really fun knit. So it's a paid for pattern, and I won't give too much away, but it's an interesting kind of pattern. No, this isn't how you wear it. However, you could. If this was your look, you could. No, this isn't how you wear it. This part kind of just gets tucked in on the front. And yeah, so ta-da! I'm gonna close those blinds. I like it. I like it. I'm going to gift it because I need a gift for Christmas, and I have a special someone in mind that's going to get that. So that is my cowl. I have another cowl. This one's pretty exciting. This is also going to be a gift. This I actually designed myself. I know. It's amazing. I'm pretty excited about it. Do you remember when I showed you that cowl last podcast? The gray one that I knit for my brother-in-law for Christmas? That yarn is Quince & Company Osprey, and I love it so much. So I ordered more. This colorway is, I don't know, something like Frost or, no, what is it? I forget. I'll put it on the screen. Really light pale blue color. I cast on 96 stitches, and I think that might have been a little bit too many. I think that this could be just a little bit narrower, maybe like that much narrower next time. I found this beautiful cabled stitch pattern in a stitch dictionary that I have, and I just threw in a little column of the stitch pattern. And it was tricky because the pattern, the instructions for that particular stitch pattern, well, for all of them in the book, is for knitting flat, and you're working the purl side or the wrong side. I knit this obviously in the round, and so there is no purl side. So I kind of had to figure out how to do it, and I did, but it took some brain work. So anywho, I want to do more stuff like this, you know. I know I really like that it's kind of you know, it's just plain stockinette with some 2x2 ribbing. Really easy, but then has just a really simple, or you know, ornamental like element to it. And it's nice and toasty, and I love it. It's awesome. I also got Osprey in this beautiful pinky color, Rosa Rugosa. And this color, which is Shell. So, oh, and I have to show you, hold on. So, there are 170 yards in a skein. And I knit my brother-in-law's cowl, and that was only partial skein. Like, I don't think I used very many yards of it up. It was leftover yarn from my sweater that I did, the Tegan sweater. So that was pretty nerve-wracking because I didn't know if I was going to have enough. So I just basically knit until I felt like I was going to use all of the skein. So I thought I would do the same thing with this. And so I'm knitting, and I'm in the bind off, and I run out. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I ended up pulling out the yarn that I had a piece of the yarn that was like too long from the cast on that I clipped off, and it was like maybe that long. It had to have been like maybe 1.5 feet long, if that. And I spliced it together to the end and had enough to finish it. And literally this is all the yarn that I have left from the skein. That's yarn chicken at its best, right there. So, pretty crazy. Anyway, that's my cowl. And when I ordered the Osprey, I wanted to check out Owl because I just wanted to feel it and touch it and see if I like it, and I love it. So I got 2 skeins of Owl in the Mesa colorway. I like this color a lot. Like, I would kind of like a sweater. So I don't know, I might order more of it down the road, or I may try to find something to do with this 240 yards. I don't know if that's really enough to do anything. I might need to order at least 1 more or 2 more to do like a shawl or something, but I really like it. This Owl is 50% American wool, 50% alpaca. And it is soft, but it's not like super alpaca-y soft. It's like, still has that rustic feel to it. And yeah, you can kind of see it has a little bit of a halo to it, but I like it a lot. And I really like that color a lot too. Oh my gosh, I have so much here to still show you. What other things have I been working on? I will show you this. I've been making these little stitch marker sets, and I sold the first batch pretty well on my website. This is one of the ones that is left, and I think there's one other set left. So basically the idea of this is that you would clip it on your bag, or, you know, clip it on your zipper pull, whatever. I cut the vintage tin out myself. I hand riveted the 2 discs together with little brass screw rivets. And yes, that's knit stitch. That's a piece of tin I found that has a knit stitch pattern on it. And on the bottom here, it's like a old vintage inspired safety pin. And so that opens up, freeing your little stitch markers, which these happen to be little flowers. And they're fun to make. I ran out of my rivets and had to order more, so they're ordered, and I'll get them sometime next week probably. And then I'll make another batch of these because they are pretty fun to make. I've made some in like a brass color and some in the silver color. And yeah, so moving right along. I also wanted to whip out some works in progress to show you. I'm not going to show you my Stephen West project. I'm working on the dotted rays shawl in that Lion brand mandala acrylic yarn, and I think that's going to be for my mom for Christmas in the rainbow. I'm almost done with it. I'm just doing the very last section, and then I can do the the I-cord bind off, and I'll be done. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that on the podcast unless I can get a podcast in again before the end of December. If not, I will show you a picture of it. But I've showed it so many times and you're probably sick of seeing it, so I didn't pull that out to show you. I started another shawl, but I think I'm going to frog it. I'll show it to you though. I have a bunch of scraps I pulled together for this shawl. It's the, it's called the Peak Color. Is that what it is? Peak Color shawl. It's just meant to use up scraps and mix bases. It's a plucky knitter design. And I started it. And I'm using, you know, leftovers. This is Amano Yarns. It's an alpaca. And the neon is Neon Peach by Madeline Tosh sock. And the blue is Nice and Knit fingering, or no, it's a sport weight, I believe. But I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the pattern. This section is really long, and it's like a 10-row repeat, and it's like I'm over it. So I think that I'm gonna frog it. Yeah, I think I am going to frog it. So bye, shawl. I know that's real exciting. Oh well. I just not feeling it. I'm not gonna waste time knitting something I'm not feeling. So you get it, right? As always, my nose gets all snotty when I start talking to the camera. I brought out a languishing sock whip. I've been working on this for a long time, and it's been in hibernation for a while. I finished the first sock, and then I just started the lace of the cuff of the second sock, and then I put it away. I don't know why. But then when I brought it back out, I realized I had ripped out the needles. So I ended up ripping back that little lace section that I had done, and I just need to start the second sock from the get-go. So these are the solstice stockings, and let me throw this on a sock blocker so you can see what it looks like. I'm not too keen on these sock blockers, you guys. I know they were $6, but they're hard to get on and off the sock. The edges are a little bit rough. I love these socks. They're I'm using Quince & Company, and I think it's the sport weight, so it might be like Finch. So that's the first one. The colorway is Damson. So they've got this very sweet, like lacy cuff. And then this little lace detail. And this really cool detail. Yeah. So there are some issues, you know. I was kind of new to the sock knitting, so the second one will probably come out a little bit better. I'm wondering how different my gauge will be also, but they're super cute. I really like them. Can't remember the name of the designer. Let's see if it's on here. Solstice stockings. And of course, I never print out that first page because it usually has the photo on it, and I don't want to waste all that ink, but I will put it on the screen for you so you know who the designer of that is. But here's my yarn. Yeah. So I brought those back out because I really want to finish them. Yeah. Those are living in my... I love this bag so much. This is a bag from 1234 Handmade. My friend Christy made this for me. And it's awesome. I don't know if she has any bags in her shop at the moment, but you should all email her and tell her to make some more. And if she's watching this, hi Christy. She does watch occasionally, I think. Before I get into all the yarn and acquisition-y type things, I'll tell you, let's open my advent calendar on the podcast because that'll be fun since I'm not doing Vlogmas. I've been enjoying this David's Tea advent calendar. I was going to give it away. Then I decided to keep it because it doesn't matter, whatever. So today is day 8, I believe. And it's called Buddha's Blend. So my favorite so far that I've opened from this has been the strawberry rhubarb parfait. Yum, yum, yum. Like, oh, it was so good. Each container holds about 2 cups of tea's worth of loose leaf tea. Ooh, that smells good. Very fruity. That's not what I was expecting. Oh, I'll be excited to try that later this afternoon. Buddha's Blend. So the awesome thing about this kind of a thing is that I'm not really familiar with a lot of the David's Tea flavors. So this is kind of a nice chance to try them out and see which ones I like, and then I can go ahead and order, you know, larger quantities of the ones I enjoy. Aren't I smart? Okay, let's talk about yarn acquisitions. I I mentioned my owl already and my quince osprey. This I picked up from Joann Fabrics because I was thinking about doing a hat for my mom, but I haven't been able to find a pattern that I want to do yet, and it's cotton, so I don't really ever knit with cotton, but I just love the color. It's awesome. I also got this. This is acrylic because she doesn't like wool. That's why I bought these for her. And this is 246 yards. She likes a cloche style hat, so I'm going to try to find a pattern and at least do something in this. And if you have any suggestions for a great cotton project, let me know. Can you do mittens, cotton mittens? I don't even know. I don't even know how it would be if it blocked out. Like, do they get stretched out, or I have no idea. I also got my yarn from Tuscan Knits as my thank you for helping her at Indie Untangled, working her booth. She gave me 4 skeins of yarn for helping her. She's amazing. And so I ended up putting in my order after we got home. I ended up having her dye up Yours Forever, 2 skeins of that. It's so pretty, I love it. I just absolutely love this color so much. My favorite part about it is the teal. It's just so perfect with that purple. And I also had her do 2 skeins of Cordelia because I had bought 1 skein at the Indie Untangled show, and I think I wanted to do the boho blush with these. Now I'm not sure. I'm just not sure yet. It's just like a gorgeous peachy pink color with some black speckling. It's really beautiful. Very unique. So I'm on the hunt for something for those. And here's the label. This is the fur base, so it's our singles base. But all of it is. This is too. Okay, next, I'm having a Destash sale over on my Ravelry page. You can find me on Ravelry at Lorelei Erdo. And I cleaned out my cabinet. I'm trying to make room for all this new yarn I've been buying. And so I've got a whole bunch of yarn listed, available for trade or sale on my Ravelry stash page. So head on over if you want to check it out. I brought some down to show you that I'm not giving away garbage here. This is good stuff. It's just stuff that I bought a long time ago and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And so I'm passing it along. This is 4 skeins of Turn in the Syrah color. Really, really nice stuff. Not sure what's going on there. This base is nice. It's just the color that is it's off to me. It's a little bit too, I don't know. It's not the right pink for me. The mix of this is 75% American wool and 25% silk. So I bet this has a really nice drape to it. I also have a couple of skeins of Black Wolf Ranch alpaca. This stuff is buttery soft. and it's brown and white marled. And I have 2 skeins of Hue Loco Dirty Talk on our singles base, or Boca sock. Yeah, if you're interested in any of these, head on over to my Destash page. I've been buying yarn left and right, so I told you a few things. What else do I have coming? Fiber for the People. I got what else? I guess maybe that's it. Yeah. I'm gonna talk a little bit real quick, and we're at 37 minutes already. Podcasts. I have been meaning to mention podcasts for the last 4 episodes, and I just keep forgetting to do it. So I have quite a few that I want to recommend to you today. 2 of which are Vlogmas videos. I've been watching Vlogmas from 2 people. By the Lakeside with Sandy. She's from outside the Toronto, Canada area. And I just love her podcast. The music, she and I have a lot in common, although I think I'm scaring her a little bit because I'm always commenting, and then I've been messaging her and telling her I want to buy all the things that she's recommending on her podcast. And she's probably like, okay, take a step back. But people like me, I asked her, I'm like, you must get like 1,000 messages from people like me. Like, I don't know how people handle all that, but sorry. I just like her. She's really likable, and we have a lot of the same interests, and I feel like the few things that she's recommended, that's me too. You could talk me into buying a paper bag. Like, it's not just her, it's anyone. So anyway, great Vlogmas, highly recommend it. If you like Christmas and if you like her podcast, you'll absolutely love her Vlogmas videos. The other one I watch is Brooklyn Knit Folk with Jacqueline, because she lives in New York City, and but it's hard to watch that and not want to be there. She's also someone that's really likable. I mean, I watched her regular podcast too, and I just love all the footage of New York, and it's really fun. Vlogmas videos that I watch consistently every day that they upload. Some other regular podcasts that I have been checking out lately and I want to recommend are the On the Lamb podcast with Nalady and Tamu. They're sisters, and they're also from Canada. They do a split screen podcast, which is not always my favorite just because the audio sometimes isn't great, but I like their dynamic and I like the things that they're knitting. Tamu, she's a knitwear designer and does yarn dyeing also, and I think her shop is called On the Lamb. Another one that I've been watching is Kate from Joni Unraveled. Kate is from the UK, and I just absolutely adore her and her podcast. I love her dry sense of humor. I feel like we would get along really, really well if we ever got to hang out. I hope she goes around her area and does more videos. Another podcast I've been watching is Rachel of the Knit and Knit Abilities, and she and Kate are friends, online friends. knitting friends, and she mentioned that Kate had gotten her some essential oils from Neil's Yard, and that's in London, and I've been there, and it's like the most amazing place, and I just wish that Kate had taken video of that, because it's just such an amazing place, and I would love to see it again. It's been several years since I was there, and it was just really cool to hear that she had gone there. Anyway, Rachel, Knit and Knitabilities, has a great podcast. She's a cat lover. I love her cat. His name's Lucifer. She talks about him a lot, and she knits beautiful things. She's knitting her sister a sweater right now. Oh my God. Sorry, but no, I'm not knitting my sister a sweater anytime soon. That makes me sound so mean. I'm just a selfish knitter, and sweater knitting is for me, because if I'm going to spend that much time looking at something, I got to be able to wear it. Another one I watch is the High Fiber podcast with Melissa. She's also doing Vlogmas, and I am watching hers as well. I got to meet Melissa at Rhinebeck, which is really cool. She's amazing, and I love her so much. I've been watching Lindsay from A Wooden Nest. She's a fairly new podcaster. Beautiful, beautiful podcast. I mean, the quality of her videos are just beautiful. Beautiful lighting. My lighting, not so beautiful. What the hell? And yeah, so those are the podcasts I've been watching. I like them so much, and you should definitely watch them. My last segment today is favorite things, before this video is going to take forever to upload. I don't wear a lot of makeup generally, but I feel like lately, as I'm getting older, I need something to kind of even out my skin tone. And today I feel like I might have put a little bit too much of this on, but this is the IT makeup company, and it's an airbrush perfecting powder. So it's like a CC powder, and it's also got 50 SPF in it, which I think is amazing. I bought a brush to use with it. It comes with like a that's fun. Hi. It comes with like a, not a brush, but like a spongy thing. But I use it with a brush. And the coverage is amazing. Like, it's easy to go a little overboard though. I have to admit, like, sometimes it can look really cakey if you put too much on, but the coverage is like amazingly good. So I recommend this. I found out about this from Katherine Heigl from Grey's Anatomy. She'll always be from Grey's Anatomy to me, because that's when I used to watch Grey's Anatomy. She was on it. She was my favorite, and then she left, and I'm like, done. I follow her on Instagram, and she did a blog post recently. She has a great blog, by the way. She's a knitter, so. But she did like her favorite like everyday look makeup blog post, and she talked about this, and I went to Ulta and I got some, and I love it. And then the other item I want to talk about is this. This is Winky Lux. Head on over to winkylux.com. What does that say? 24 karat. This is a lipstick. And I found out about this from Candace Cameron Bure from Full House, because she's in also all of the Hallmark Christmas movies right now. But I also follow her on Instagram. See what I mean? If I follow you on Instagram and you're promoting some stuff, I'm gonna buy it. That's just, I have a serious problem. I need to quit Instagram. I need to. Because I'm broke. This is why. Because she talked about this 24 karat glimmer balm on her Instagram stories. It doesn't really have a color. It's kind of glittery. You can see shimmery. This is amazing. Like, I probably don't need to reapply it, but it just boosts the natural color of your lips. And I don't like wearing lipsticks, so this is perfect for me. And it was like $16.50. You get quite a bit. I mean, I don't know. That's it. Those are my favorite things. And that wraps up this episode. If you are a brand new viewer, I hope you saw something good. I mean, I'm hoping that you liked what you see. I know there are a lot of hella cool podcasts out there that are way better than this. So if you stuck through it, thank you. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So nice to have you. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And I will hopefully be back in a week or two to show you some more progress on my knitting. I wish I had more knitting to show you. I don't know exactly what I've been doing, but well, yeah, I guess I had some finished things, but as far as works in progress, I'm trying really hard to clean off my needles so that I can start fresh. And also, I'm in that weird period where it's like really hard to like make a decision and find a new project to like actually start. Sometimes it's debilitating. Like the amount of options on Ravelry is like way too many. And I look and look and look and look and look, and then I finally just have to force myself to just start knitting something. And that's kind of where this shawl came from, the peak color shawl, because I was like, I need something. And then, you know, you start it and I'm just like, I don't know, it's not really for me. So there's always that weird doubt, like, oh, am I gonna like it? Am I gonna like that stitch pattern? Or, you know, oh, it's got too much ribbing. I don't want to deal with all that ribbing. Or, I don't know if that's the right color yarn, or if that's going to work with that particular pattern, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's really hard to, like, actually pick something and start it. So, I'm looking forward to getting through the holidays so that I have more brain space for making those decisions. Right now, I feel like all I'm doing is stressing out about what I'm buying everyone for Christmas, and getting through the holidays is always tough. So I'm wishing all of you a wonderful Christmas. I'm sending you lots of big Christmas hugs across the world, and if I don't see you before Christmas, I will definitely see you maybe before New Year's or shortly thereafter. So, bye.